Hello, one and all, and welcome back to Campaign 12, Omens. I am your host, as always, Verenity Void, and this here is the penultimate part in the campaign. This is part 18. We are in 1835. We're going to be on to about 1850, or about 1845, somewhere around there. And we're going to see what happens. If you would like to know what happened in the previous parts, please go back and watch them. For now, we're going to go over some national ideas. This time, we're going over the last national ideas of Fortru. So, the fifth national idea of Fortru is loyal Gaelic kindreds. If we want to maintain our southern gains, we must ensure the loyalty of the land, and especially its rulers. Excuse me. By assigning Gaelic lords and their retinues into our conquered provinces, we ensure that the new ruling class is loyal to Fortru. National unrest minus 1.5. The sixth national idea is Bertwalda ambition. But why have our power stop there? The power of Fortru shall be felt by everyone in Albion. And as opportunities arise around us, it is our job to expand Fortru's borders. Dalriata shall be pierced, while Northumbria and Strathclyde are soon to follow. Morale of armies plus 20%. The final national idea is culminate the campaign. Fortru, however, has to deal with many foes, not limited to our Irish, Briton, and Angle neighbors. The Vikings arrived from the sea, threatened to occupy Fortru. We must use this time to properly prepare to win a decisive battle that will shape Britain forever. National manpower modifier plus 30%, and their ambition is monthly autonomy change minus 0.1. Let's get on with things as we see that Fortru is still within that personal union of Bellobog, and there is absolutely no liberty desire. We also see Catalonia getting double teamed, or should I say triple teamed? I think it's triple teamed. Let's see, current wars. Yeah, quite a bit happened in the last part in terms of like just Bellobog growing. You know, there's really no stopping that at this point, unfortunately. Dumnonia is going after Catalonia, and then Sulu is going after Johor. Saidi going after Hoyanshe in the Bahamas, and they're actually landing. Hoyanshe, no. Actually, Saidi doesn't have enough troops to besiege it right now. You need to put more troops there. Okay, there you go. 33k troops needed for the Bahamas. But you know, like, can like even 33,000 even fit on this one island right here? I don't think so. I think you need those neighboring islands too, but what do I know? Hoyanshe, though, probably gonna be fully annexed. I don't think they're gonna be, like, subjugated. What? No, they got pieced out. What? Why would you just peace out normally like that? What's the reason? And Guyana, 1833. Nope, there's still time. I'll give it a couple more years, though. If there's no movement over there, Guyana, I'm gonna have to manually piece you out. The United African Republic is being double teamed. Transvaal's coming in from the southeast, and the Mamluks are coming in from the northeast. And there is absolutely nothing that the people of West Africa can do. There's just nothing, unfortunately. The Basri Order got a large chunk taken out of them. Indeed, the Delta Squadrons have taken a huge chunk of central Iran. Also, they have warned strongest team on Earth not to go to war with anyone, so that's fun. The Basri Order, they have not been warned, but they also have no allies. They are going after Banten over here. And I expect that the Basri Order is going to consolidate Southeast Asia just in these next or in this part really. Makassar's homeland of Sulawesi, I would say, has effectively fallen in, like, it's not coming back. Sulawesi is not going to be retaken by the Sulawesi people. No. The Australians have come to stay. What's the culture over here? Kurik? It's Aboriginal culture. Alright. What's it called? We got Saigoku culture over here, Sulawesi, and then we got Papuan. Interesting stuff. And there's no tag associated with Papuan culture, so when there's rebels in there, they are revolutionary or like peasant rebels. They're not separatists. Myeongvak's tributary, it has Champa as well as Golok as tributaries. Teammates only have Myeongvak's as an ally, and I think Belobog is... They seem to be gearing up for maybe something toward the east. If I had to imagine, Delta squadrons, you may want to start worrying. You're annexing Nanai, which is cool. However, you're gonna have issues soon because Belobog, their truce with you is up in 3 years. Just be ready. They've actually also passed a reform. Okay. That's why their mandate is growing so fast, because they have so much prosperity. Okay, and they all get... I wonder what... They have +1 advisors. What else are they going to get? There's a lot of good reforms. It just depends on how fast the Delta squadrons can pursue those reforms, really. I guess who knows? Also, Dumnonia took a little bit of land in Iberia and North Africa, as well as Italy. These are temporary gains, however, because when Belobog comes knocking, Dumnonia, you're gonna have to answer, and you're not gonna give them a pretty answer. It's gonna be an ugly exchange of provinces, and it's not gonna be fun. Marajo invading up here into Cuyana. And it's not working. Cuyana is... They got some bite. They got some ferocity. Indeed, Cuyana is 1 military tech ahead of Marajo. And I should say this is a very corrupt Marajo. They are back at 10% corruption. And that's only rising due to unbalanced research. Like, what are you doing over here? Do you just not like researching administrative technology? What's the big idea, you know? Also, Transvaal doesn't seem to be paying. Oh, okay. So then, wait, what? Oh, Transvaal is fighting Kitara. Kitara is allied with the United African Republic. I got you. Okay. It took me a little bit to connect the dots. These dots, they don't need connecting. They're getting eliminated because Belobog is saying, "Oh yeah, I want more of that Baltic coastline. I want more of that Central European land. You know what I mean, right? You know. We all know, Belobog. We all know your ruthless desire for land is unceasing." Dumnonia is invading the Mamluks. They're doing fine in North Africa. That's great. But, your core land, Danzig, it's going down, brother. The walls have been breached. The walls are coming down. There's nothing. There's nothing left for Dumnonia. There's nothing left for anyone if you are targeted by like, even Japan wouldn't be safe, and they're on the other side of the world, and Japan doesn't even have a good navy to hold off against against Belobog. Delta squadrons trying to invade Japan for the capital. The capital is indeed at Shimotsuke, so I don't know how... Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. I was going to say, I don't know how you're going to get over there, Delta Squadrons. No, they're already over here, and they're ready to go. What's the tech diff? Oh my god. Japan, you're 5 military techs behind. Oh my god. Oh lord. Well, that's just how the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. There's really nothing else. Just like there's really nothing else for Katara. They are split into 3 distinct sections, and now the United African Republic is going to pay in spades for their transgressions against Transvaal. Oh boy. Another reform has been passed by the Delta Squadrons. They have taken to reforming the C-band, so they get more trade efficiency and more diplomats. What happened to... Oh. Does not one count... Who is messing you up? Maybe did they get devastation? Ah, really? Not devastated and is getting toward prosperity. I wonder why this all became not prosperous. I really do wonder. I'm not sure what. Maybe there was an event for like a flood. Maybe that could be it. Anyways, that is slowing down the reform process. You have Rostov separatists rising up over here, and they will be summarily put down in due time. Dumnonia taking a very large portion of North Africa away from the Mamluks. But I mean, any gains in North Africa, they're going to be snuffed out by how much is lost in Europe. Like, the war score is already at minus 53. What else? What else is there to do? An unconditional surrender, unironically, might just save everyone some time. You know, as shitty as that might sound, that might be the best way forward. I am not sure. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Marajo, did you launch? Yeah, you launched this conquest of Lima. So you're going after Lima. Where is that? Right about. Am I blind? I am blind. Okay, it's right here. The conquest of Lima. But I mean, Marajo is just. They're hemorrhaging soldiers, and they can't overcome Kuyana. It's that simple. Kuyana's great on defense. They have shown that time and time again, and Marajo's finding out why. Seriously, like don't mess with Kuyana unless you got like overwhelming numbers. Golden Eighth could definitely sweep over Kuyana, but Golden Eighth isn't like actively reaching through Central America toward South America, so there's no danger of that happening. Oh my god, my allergies are acted up today. And it is very annoying because whenever I get my allergies, like it just reminds me, shit, spring and summer are coming. I'm gonna be sniffling, I'm gonna be sneezing, I'm going to need to be taking Allegra over and over again just to get through the day. This is gonna be great. Also, why is there so much? Who's moving what troops? Really, who's moving what troops? Who? The Basri order's going after Kelantan, and are you okay? But that's not much. Transvaal's going after the Mamluks. I guess that might be adding on? Maybe? Actually. You know, I miscalculate on the years. We're not going to go to like 1850, probably like 1855, something like that. And then, you know, the final part will be probably shorter than normal, but it'll just be like concluding thoughts and all that. The last 5 years, of course, or last 10 years, I guess, Something like that. But yeah, we'll take a look at that new institution when it pops up at 1850. The Mamluks, they did send back Transvaal over here, and we actually might have an interesting war on our hands if the Mamluks had enough manpower to reinforce their armies. Unfortunately, they are bleeding dry in terms of soldiers. Let's take a look at the quality, at least. Discipline favors the Mamluks. Morale favors the Mamluks. Tactics favors the Mamluks. So in each one of these battles, those three military techs of difference really do enhance the quality of these I guess Egyptian, maybe Egyptian, these Mamlukian fighters. And Transvaal, they really need to catch up on military tech if they want to compete with the likes of anyone north of the Basri Order. Because yeah, the Basri Order is also at Miltech 31. Belobog is at Miltech 34. Dumnonia 34 as well. Let's go. Oh, there's the peace deal. There's all the provinces that were taken. Yeah. You know, just bit by bit, Belobog is taking like small chunks in every single direction and is making their enemies absolutely suffer. Who's next on the chopping block? I would have to imagine Delta squadrons. They may be next to go. Like, I can't imagine that Belobog wants to let the Delta squadrons brood more and more. You know, just gathering more and more steam as Emperor of China. You know, I don't think that's the right way to go. Also, the Basri Order, they can completely control Java. They almost completely control Sumatra. The Malay Peninsula is theirs. Let's look at that trade. Okay, yeah, the majority of trade in Malacca is controlled by the Basri Order. However, pirates do control a sizable amount. And in the Moluccas, not pirates, Australia, or Penacony, controls almost half of the trade over here. You know, I'm curious now. Let's go over other trade nodes. What about in those starting nodes? In Genoa, mostly controlled by Catalonia. In Venice, mostly controlled by Catalonia and Dumnonia. What about in Lubeck? Mostly controlled by Dumnonia. What about the Baltic? Yeah, Belobog is starting to get a more commanding share, as you would expect. Where else? Ooh, what about Wien? So, mostly controlled by Belobog. What about Tunis? Mostly controlled by Dumnonia. Okay. I'll do a couple more. Let's do a couple in the New World. We already know about the Amazon, but what about Panama? Panama is mostly controlled by Paradox as well as the Golden Eighth. And then up here in Mexico, mostly controlled by the Golden Eighth. And then, what about the Caribbean? Mostly controlled by Saidi. However, the Golden Eighth also has a commanding interest over here, which kind of surprises me. They have no land in the Caribbean, but they have land surround. Oh, okay. Florida. The area of Florida is within the Caribbean trade node. Got it. Okay. And then Guyana, did you win that war? I think you won that war. Okay, no land was taken by Guyana, it seems. But Marajo, you really need to sort your shit out. 11% or 12% corruption. Like, you're not doing yourselves any favors by having unbalanced research. That's just the long and short of it. Any other wars going? We only have two. Saidi's going after Hoyanshe. For some reason, I guess the Bahamas is like a vacation area for them. And then Guyana is going after Paradox. Guyana, you really need to be careful. Because the moment you touch the Golden Eighth, what's stopping the Golden Eighth from just sending everything down there? They have almost 1 million troops. I don't know, man. You watch your back, Kuyana. I like that you're able to defend so well. I don't like that you're testing the waters by going northward. Transvaal, they didn't get much, or I mean, they didn't lose really anything to the Mamluks, but I hope that losing those battles, because they are 3 military techs behind, I hope that's a wake-up call. Because if war comes around again, the Mamluks have recovered, and Transvaal is still on the same level, I can see the Mamluks easily going into like Central Africa at that point. Dumnonia, no allies. 4-2, no Liberty Desire. Catalonia is allied to the Delta Squadrons, but something tells me that's not going to be worth much. We just don't got many wars right now. Sulu is going after Johor, but is that really going to amount to anything? I'm not sure. I'm just waiting on when Belobog goes to war against the Delta Squadrons. Like, at some point it's gonna happen. They surely, or maybe the Basri, or maybe the Belobog goes after the Basri Order. I have no idea. It's cool that you still got Maui over here. They're just chillaxing over here. They have some nice base tax. They're producing palm oil. You know, they got some expanded infrastructure. They're chillaxing. You know, Sulu is on the side here with these underdeveloped provinces of Oahu and Hawaii. And then you got Johor over here kind of funding some developments over in Kauai. But they don't really like the people over there. Then again, Sulu doesn't really like any of the Hawaiians either. I guess what can you really do? What can you really do? Paradox being slowly taken over by Kuyana, as expected. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink as this goes on, because there's just right now there's just not much going on. Politics have cooled down. What the fuck? And then, what else? That still just fucking shocks the hell out of me. Belobog somehow netted 2 personal unions, one over Moldavia and the second over Fortru, to put that final gem in their crown. You know, just gotta domineer over the world, gotta flex on everyone, right? Marajo is going after Lima again. Like, are you trying to hurt yourself? Are you trying to like what's the point? What's the point of this, Marajo? Sure, you got overwhelming numbers of troops. You're still 2 military techs behind, and you still got 12% corruption. Come on, like really, be realistic, brother. What else? You know what this is also missing? You know, aside from West Africa, it's the color green. There's no green in Europe. There's no green in Asia. Well, I mean, there's a tiny green right here for the metaslavers, but that's barely anything. You also have the Delta Squadrons. They have passed another mandate, and they also have Japan as a tributary now. Delegate Zongdu, so all monthly autonomy change goes down. Indeed, it is easier now to control the provinces of the. Would it be like the Delta Empire? I guess it might be something like that. Tuvi, you can ring me up. Like, would it be the Delta Empire of China? It's weird. It's weird. I'm trying. I don't know why I'm trying to think through that. I'm a little tired, if you can't tell. I'm recording this after having worked a full day at a school, teaching 3rd graders, so I'm tired. I shouldn't be recording this after I taught, but, you know, I just felt like, let's do this. I got some energy. Not a lot, but some. We can do this. Also, as you can see on screen, Barry is no longer under personal union, and Wasconia is indeed fully annexed. So, there's nothing for Barry to worry about. Any other wars? Japan and Shia are going after Imago. I would think Japan easily wins this, and they're going to take over most of Japan once again. It still kind of shocks me that, like, Japan was once unified, and then they lose a war, apparently very badly, and then they have to release Imago, which is like half of the damn island. What else? The United African Republic is still allied with Katara, and I don't anticipate that's going to go well, but sure. Guyana, the lower half of Guyana is suffering. It is under occupation by Marajo. However, Guyana's troop count is pretty steady. Marajo, they have lost over 100,000 troops at this point, I think. So Marajo is hemorrhaging soldiers left, right, and center. And Guyana's over here is like, yeah, you know, we can take these small setbacks, but we're going to push you back bit by bit. We're going to win these battles. We're going to tough it out, and then you're not going to win in the end. I don't know. Marajo, what do you say to that? You got to do something. They only have one colonist, and indeed, they are running a heavy deficit of money. Guyana, what about you? Also not colonizing, also running a hefty deficit. So both of these South American powers, they're going into debt just to fight each other. I have to say, I think that's par for the course here. I really think that is par for the course. United African Republic, the Mamluks have come a-knockin'. Do you have anything to say? I didn't think so. The Basri Order is now finally under attack from the light blue menace itself. I don't think I need to really commentate this. I think we all know what's about to happen. I salute you, Basri Order, as your ship sinks beneath the waves. Oh boy. What other wars? Actually, Dumnonia is going after the West African Republic as well. Okay. So this is just the staging ground for people who want some free land. And you know, don't forget, the trade goods down here are pretty good. Slaves aside, slave is, in the context of EU4, I don't think, like, compared to all other trade goods, I'm not sure, I don't think slaves are even that good. Like, you want to abolish slavery as fast as you can, from what I know, so you can get a better trade good. But there's nice apiculture, there's some nice tropical wood, and then you even got iron, you got camels, you got leather, you got whales. Also, of course, ivory. And then, what else? Nope, that's still iron, that's lead. Yeah, there's some really good trade goods down here that I can see why Dumnonia and the Mamluks would want. I would want that stuff too, for my burgeoning economy. And Guyana, they have evened the playing field. Marajo is slowly being pushed back. The army of Marajo is being worn down a lot. You look at that troop total, it's less than half what they started with. Guyana, meanwhile, it's like they got about half of what they started with, sure, but they were holding out and they were pushing back. So good job, Guyana, holding off and making it so that Marajo isn't getting any land whatsoever. Now, you need to work on that corruption, and you'll be all good. Marajo over here, you should be working on that corruption. Otherwise, that's gonna get really out of hand. It's gonna get really ugly really fast. Strongest team on Earth, helping out the Belobog. And then Delta Squadrons allied with the Mamluks and Catalonia. Did they pass another reform? No. But they are gaining a lot of mandate very fast. So Delta Squadrons, they know what to do. They know exactly what they should be doing. Amago is no longer with us. Rest in peace for a second time, my friend. Japan has united most of the islands. Honshu still has this little section occupied by the Delta Squadrons, as well as this up here. So, we'll see. We'll end this part off in September of this year, and we'll just take it from there. The next part will have about 10 years in it, and we'll wrap it up then. I will do awards next time, or once the next part ends, because awards always come after the final part of the campaign. Whew. Right now, it's just wondering. After the Basri Order is done being victimized, who's next? Who is next on the hit list? I guess we'll find out in part 19. September 1st, 1855. We're good to go. Okay. Also, let's take a look at that institution. Where's a nice nation? Barry. Tell me, please. We have imperialism that spawned in which is in the Delta Squadrons. So the Delta Squadrons get that nice injection of power, of monarch points in all categories. So let's go ahead and take a look at that leaderboard, see how the institutions affected things. In first place is Belobog. In second place is the Golden Eighth. In third place is the Delta Squadrons. In fourth place is Catalonia. In fifth place is Dumnonia. In sixth place is Teammates. In seventh place is the Basri Order. In eighth place is Transvaal. In ninth place is Marajo. In 10th place is Penacony. In 11th place is the Mamluks. And in 12th place is the strongest team on Earth. Your economic hegemon for this episode at fully maxed out is Belobog, and your up-and-coming military hegemon is the Golden Eighth. That'll be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the final part of this campaign.